Hey, what's going on, everyone? I want to take a brief moment today to teach you how to make some passive income because I am tired of being in the rat race. Kind of the moniker of the channel is turning some rags into riches. And if you are young, dumb, and trying to make some cash, let me tell you about a way that I've been doing so with the power of technology. The topic of today's video is going to be how to mine cryptocurrencies, specifically getting paid out in Bitcoin using free software available to anyone, regardless of which jurisdiction that you live in, using even your laptop at home. Now, just to be completely candid, depending on the hardware that you're using and your cost of electricity, this may not be a profitable endeavor in so much as going to make you a millionaire in the next 5 years. Not gonna lie, just not the case. But if you are a person with a low cost of electricity, if you are a college student, a high school student, not paying for your own electricity, if you have a computer that you have on all the time and you don't mind leaving on to potentially make you some passive income, this is a cool way to stack some sats. And if you have a bull case thesis like I do about the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, about the benefits of decentralization, about the looming and impending institutional investment into the sector, then you may see some benefit from actually mining some crypto on the side. And then hopefully with enough price appreciation, it'll make you a few bucks, right? So getting into the video itself, let me pull up our desktop here. I'm actually going to walk you through step by step about how to do this. Now, the platform in which I'm actually going to be mining cryptocurrency using my computer, and let's actually get into some specs about the machine here. So let's pull up CPU ZID. Really cool software for anyone who actually just bought a computer, not sure what's actually in it. Let me walk you through what this here looks like. So I got an Intel 13th Gen i3 running on the LG A1700 socket, Asus motherboard, 128 gigabytes of RAM. I got some DDR4 RAM specifically, and then I have a Intel Arc A750 GPU. There it is. All the details about that. So, not your most powerful machine, but all modern hardware, and we can kind of get into what this is going to look like. Now, on the NiceHash platform, there is going to be a download center. You can just literally type in NiceHash download dash center. Link will be right here in the description, or I can probably put it down in the bio. But the first thing you're going to want to do is register with NiceHash. You've probably signed up for a Gmail account before, just as simple as that. You can even sign in with Google, and then you're going to want to actually download the NiceHash software. So let's put that here, download this into the desktop. I do want to keep this software. I have some extra security measures put onto my computer for that purpose, and then I actually want to open it up. So let me mess around with some files here and drag this over here for everyone's viewing pleasure. Now, this is what the NiceHash installer mining platform tool is going to look like. I always like to install programs that I find trustworthy as administrator. Up to you if you want to do that, but I'm just going to click yes here. I've read this before, but I don't think anyone reads terms of services in 2023, so maybe they'll have the rights to my soul when I die and when this is all over. I do want to do a clean installation so I can show you guys all the configuration settings that I'll be doing when I install the mining program, and then it's going to install here in the moment. So next thing you want to do is actually run the miner. I am going to do so with English settings, and then you're going to need to log in using your user credentials here. So I'm actually going to get my mining address from the dashboard. Don't worry, we will be walking through this in just a moment. Let's see here, wallet details. I want to deposit some corn, show my address here, copy. All right. And then we're going to paste in our address. All right, next step after you've put in your address or signed in through the traditional means, I thought that would be a little bit faster. I'm gonna run some plugins and actually download some of the mining software in the background. We're gonna get into the details about how the mining platform works as a whole in just a moment. You also want to install all these other third-party proprietary miners. It's gonna ask you to restart after you do so, so restart the software, of course. Something that I found as well is after you get past this step, you actually want to install or open up NiceHash as an administrator, because to get the highest peak performance, you want to run the software as an administrator. Just to do that for anyone who maybe you didn't get to see me do that real quick. Go down to your programs, should be the same as in Windows 7 and Windows 10, and I'm currently using Windows 11. Right click, run as administrator, okay? So this is what the NiceHash protocol looks like. You're gonna go through a few different sections here, but this one-click button allows you to start mining cryptocurrency on your own, super cool. This is your device. So it's gonna show your CPU gonna be mining, your GPU also going to be mining. You can run a benchmark to see your generalized level of performance, and then you can see all the different plugins that are here as well. I also need to install this other miner here, Nano Miner, so we'll let that run in the background. Windows Defender is going to view this as a threat, as basically you're running software that's actively using it's basically maxing out and running your CPU and GPU at full blast the entirety of the time it's being run. So you actually want to go to protection history, see the threat that we just blocked here. And in this case, I'm actually going to allow it, so this specific mining program can run to the best of its ability. Should that happen again, I'll just turn off Windows Defender to actually get Nano Miner installed, and then we'll keep it going in just a moment here. But yeah, it's extracting the miner, and now it's installed. Lovely. So first thing we want to do, since we already ran the rig as administrator, is clear all our notifications and go right here into the settings. So first and foremost, you need to put in your mining address. I'll go back to where you can find this in a moment. This is where NiceHash is going to know that it needs to send the Bitcoin that's mined to your address on the NiceHash platform. Secondly, you can name your computer, so rags to riches PC. You can adjust your time of day. So in this case, I want to see my units be reflected in days rather than hours or minutes. Then you have to put in your cost of electricity. You can just look up this from your utility statement. In my case, it's about 13 cents per kilowatt hour. You can have your net profit or not net profit. Net profit's going to be your cost or your profits after electricity. Then I actually like the dark theme more, just kind of looks more aesthetically pleasing to me, so it has to restart. Bear with me as that is going on here in the handy dandy background. Intel GPU, loading miner plugins, sit tight, it's running in the background, making sure everything is running as it needs to, and we'll go back into settings. So I always like my software up to date because maybe there's a security bug increase or something that came out that's important. Now here's where I think it's more important for you to go into advanced mode. Auto start mining, whenever the mining software NiceHash is open, it's going to automatically start running. I don't want that to be open in this case. I do want the software to run at startup, and I do want it minimized to my tray, meaning this bar here, so you can just like click on an icon, it'll show up. Next thing we want to do is disable C++ redistributable check. You do want to check if the CPU is running all miners if you're using a multi-GPU mining rig. And you do want to turn on SSL mining. And we'll go into scheduler here. Now the scheduler is pretty cool if you have your computer on at all times, or going back to some of our colleagues from college, if you have your desktop PC hooked up in your dorm for the entirety of the day, but you're at class from say 9 to 5, well, just run on a scheduler from the times of 9 to 5. Secondarily, you can go into a few extra parameters here where you can twiddle around with the actual mining settings here. I don't recommend you do that, given it's just a little bit more technical and you actually need to know what's going on there. But once you have everything set up to your liking, you basically just click start, and then you can actually see here in the top right, my CPU and GPU usage is going to start spiking up as the software is going to begin to load. Now, this does slow down the usability of your PC, so if you're trying to do something like web browsing or using the internet or typing on Excel while that's running on, good luck with that. But while this is being benchmarked, I'm actually going to open up the NiceHash web page so you can see a bit more of what the tool looks like here. So in the dashboard, once these rigs have been finished being benchmarked, your miner is actually going to show up here. And if you click on the mining setting, you will see your rigs be connected once the benchmark is completed. Displays, that's one of the miners that's trying to be run, so we'll let that run in the background. Save being benchmarked still. Yeah, so basically after a little while, and I'll let this run for a bit longer until we can actually see the miners live and available. You can actually see how much Bitcoin is going to be mined into the background. Super simple setup here. Highly recommend anyone who has really cheap electricity to consider using, their old laptop, desktop computer that they're not running at all times to actually make some passive income. And yeah, while I have ASIC miners for my own mining rig, if you are just getting into the space, want to test out the technology and see how it works, I think nice hash is one of the best ways to do it. So here's the deal. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends if they are interested in cryptocurrency. The halving is now just about 200 days away from us, so you better start stacking some sats or else well, I guess you're missing out on the bull run. But we are not here on this channel. So until then, have a great rest of your day, everyone, and we will talk soon.